Hello, Steve here again. Just a quick little bonus video I wanted to make for you to go through the double ball technique down the erector spinae muscles a little bit further for you, just to give you some more knowledge on it, so you're doing it properly and you get the most out of it. Now, as I said, you can make your rubber balls and tape them together, or you can use these back balls, which are sort of a pre-molded device, which are very handy. But either way, they work very well. Try to get away from the tennis balls and other things, because you may as well use the balls that are going to work the best for you, since this is a really powerful technique for getting instant back pain relief. So hopefully you've been working with that a little bit and you're starting to get a feel for it, and maybe you've got a few questions at this point as to how to do it properly, a little bit more information from the video I gave you earlier. So I want to run through that with you. Now, if you're working down your back with this device, you're going to perhaps get quite a bit of pain from the pressure, and that's not anything to be too scared about, because if your tissue has been deteriorating for a long time and you know, it's got poor blood supply and it's getting hard and tight, you're going to feel it's going to feel very sensitive when you put that pressure on. But it's not something that should last. So after the first few times you do it, you should find that sensitivity is dropping. So try and put up with the pain, as I said, and if you have to pad yourself up a little bit initially, do that. But the other way, of course, is you can use the heat pack and lie on a heat wheat bag. You know, try and get one that's the whole length of your back and lie on it for 10 or 15 minutes before you do the technique. Now, another thing is that if you get the symptom where you get a bit headachy or your back actually flares up after you do it, it indicates that you haven't done enough. So if you've got a tight situation there and you half do it, then you could stir it up and make it feel worse. So I often suggest to people also that you do it late in the day and before you're going to bed, because if you do loosen up your back and then you go off to work and perhaps sitting at a desk all day, you are more likely to stiffen up worse by the end of the day and perhaps get a bit headachy. But definitely the headache that you get in the back of the head, that sort of general headache, often comes from tension in those erector spinae muscles. And so just to clarify also, what you can do is in the next week we're going to talk about the SLM yoga, and we're going to start getting into that. And what I do is I use this ball in conjunction with some of those SLM yoga techniques. Now, if you do the heat, or even if you don't, I'd suggest you use the heat wheat bag after you use the ball. And if there are more things in the program too, by the way, where we talk about using a single ball, and there's other ways of working it as well to be a bit more thorough, but let's stick with the double ball initially, because I really want you to try and settle your back pain down and get it to a stage where you can work your way through the 4-month program and get into the SLM yoga, and you're not being really frozen up by an acute back problem at the moment. So as I say, afterwards, use the heat bag, let it settle down. It'll really make the recovery of it overnight feel a lot better. So I hope that really helps you, and I really want you to work with this, because it is a great way to get instant pain relief. And if you're not getting it from using it, it just means that you're not doing it properly, and you can ask some questions in the forum to get a bit more clarification. But persevere with it, because the sensitivity will drop as you do it, and you're going to find it's the most beneficial way of you controlling your back pain and symptoms while you get through the program and deal with all the problem areas, or identify and deal with all the problem areas in your body. So good luck with it, and I'll see you next week with the SLM yoga instruction. Thanks a lot. If you like the video, please click the thumbs up symbol. And don't forget to subscribe, so you'll be notified every time I post a new video.